All right, welcome back. We're joined now by Parish President of Lafourche, Charlotte Randolph, and she joins us now. We appreciate her coming in. She has been having one heck of a day with this nuisance of a storm. And Charlotte, good to see you in person. What's the latest and greatest for Lafourche?
Where do I begin, Morton?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, each segment of the parish has its own concerns right now, but we're addressing them. And don't anybody feel sorry for me. There's a whole heck of a lot of people out there working very hard, and I guess I'm just stressing for them. And they're
we're looking at Berg LaRose. Is this LaRose? Yeah, Berg LaRose.
Yeah.
So we'll roll that in while you
water.
talk. Jay, can you take the sound off of me? I got to be able to hear Miss Randolph. I'm hearing a lot of wind noise in there. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charlotte. You're seeing some shots, and just give us a progression of your parish for us.
That's intracoastal water coming up over onto LA 24, blocking 3235, the 4-lane highway to Golden Meadow. We have that road closed right now. The intracoastal is a concern. We've along with North Lafourche Levee District, have reinforced the 2 shipyard areas on either side. On the western side, we've added HESCO baskets and shut it off completely. On the eastern side, we've worked with the North American workers to create a major sand berm there in order to stop that water, and it looks pretty good. It looks like we've avoided major problems in both those areas. One of the things we've talked about are the gauges, and I know you've been watching the Golden Meadow floodgate, and that's encouraging that it's flattening out. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, it was at 1.75, which is good, very, very good. I'm sorry, that's the northern one. And the southern one has gone down from almost 3 3/4 now to below 3. So that's very encouraging.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of the parish, the Bayou Buff and Kramer area, we went from about 2.9 to now we're about right at 3.2.
It's because all the rainwater coming in and just, it doesn't have anywhere to go now because the floodgates are not open.
Well,
so
but
it's accumulating, right?
That's water coming from Bayou des Allemands
Right.
and that whole area, which is the next area of concern. And Bayou des Allemands right now is about 3.6, okay? And that's up from below 3.25 at the same time yesterday.
Okay.
So we're watching. In fact, they just recently brought additional sandbags to that area. As Michel has stated many times, we have projects planned for these areas. That CDBG money is going to enable us to avoid these problems in the future, or at least minimize them.
Right.
But they're still in the books, and that doesn't do people any good while they're still in the books.
And Charlotte, you have one avenue to get water out basically to the Gulf from the rainwater coming up north, and or maybe a couple of ways, but Michel, you have a little more different dynamics from Terrebonne to Lafourche even. So,
correct. Substantially different. And that's why we're just hoping, because the bulk of our water comes up the Homer Navigation Canal, and once we can get that gate in that the levee district's doing, that's going to solve a lot of problems. And the elevated heights in the intracoastal affect all of the high water you see in Bayou Terrebonne right now, Bayou Little Caillou, and in addition to that, that's what's causing all the problems in the western part of the parish, where that water can't drain because we have all those floodgates closed.
but does it make it easier for you to drain it out too when it's in? You have 5 tributaries, so to speak, and Charlotte doesn't have that many. So Lafourche may have to wait a little longer, it seems, huh?
Yeah, and the big concern with us is the water that's accumulating north of Lafourche,
Right.
because that's going to have to find its way out as well, and it does so via Lafourche Parish. And you've noted, and we've talked earlier about the fact that Bayou Lafourche is pretty high.
Right.
I did see coming over here that Bayou Terrebonne is higher than I've ever seen Bayou Terrebonne.
It's really high.
Yeah.
And what Charlotte indicated, understand this, our 11B system drains the northern part of Lafourche, particularly the Thibodeau area. That water comes down our St. Louis Bayou and is pumped out at our Coteau system right into the intracoastal down here. On the other side, there's the Terrebonne Lafourche, drainage canal that comes through around the Bayou Black area, and that comes right in. It crosses the Highway 182 and goes through our canals and actually gets out into the intracoastal. So with all these things closed, Martin, just like Charlotte said, we're getting this water that comes all down that spillway, and we're drained right through through Terrebonne, and of course, as she mentioned, through Lafourche also.
With the remaining 5 minutes or so on this particular Bayou Time segment, can you both give me a scenario the next 24 hours, of course, depending that the storm continues to move and gets picked up and moves northeast or so? What's the next 24 hours, first of all, Charlotte, for Lafourche Parish?
Well, certainly we're monitoring very carefully the high tides tonight. I mean, that will, hopefully, this will be the last time we have to be concerned about it, particularly in the southern port, so that we can open up LA1 again and allow traffic to go back and forth to the port and to Grand Isle. That's key to some degree of normalcy. The change in the wind direction is certainly something we're waiting anxiously for, because we need some of this water to be pushed out. Pumps are all working. A couple of them they've had to shut down periodically because they were simply recirculating water, and that doesn't do any good. We're burning fuel, and we're creating waves where we don't need them. Still some winds tonight. The latest conference call indicated that gusts could be up to 45 miles an hour. And that's some concern too. Especially
in your area, because it's moving east and it's about to clear parts of Terrebonne, but you still got a little ways to go.
That's right. So we'll be out in full force tonight, still making sandbags. Mm-hmm. Anyone who feels threatened, the sandbags will be available at the field offices, and we will continue until we feel that we have ended this period, and then we can begin assessing what we need to do next.
All right, Michel, any thoughts on next 24 hours for us?
Martin, I'm just hopeful that when they check these gates, because the water levels have been dropping right now, that maybe they can open it and give us some relief. But of course, that's a levee district function. On my part, we're hoping diminishing rains, because obviously we drain so much area. And we're also hopeful that, we'll end up where this system will go not just north, but northeast, and then that way we'll get some assistance driving the water out by the system itself, which we would love to have. Mm-hmm. And that would make a big difference to us, because when it starts going to the east, we can get some northerly winds, and that would really help us in flushing out all the water that we need to flush out. Right now, the drainage department and all, they're working throughout the night. I just got notice at one of the pump stations that we may have to change an engine, and if we change the engine, we're trying to locate it tonight, and we expect we will be able to, and then work all night making certain it's put in there, and we'll make certain that we're going to protect our citizens.
All right, both parish presidents, we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, and good luck. I know it's been one heck of a fight, and hopefully we can win it for sure. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Sergeant Falk will give us an update on the streets. It's all next on Bayou Time. Don't go away.